Hello and welcome to an episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name's Jacob and today we have a super exciting unboxing for you guys. I am absolutely thrilled to be giving you this unboxing of the brand new Bootleg S.H. MonsterArts Showa King Ghidorah from the 1964 film Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. Or at least that's what I'm assuming is in this bloody box, because I don't know what the hell else there would be. So yeah, let's get right the hell into it. Now, the absolute exciting thing about this one, and I don't even know if you can really call this one like a bootleg, because MonsterArts haven't even announced that they're putting out a figure like this. We're all just assuming it's a MonsterArts bootleg, because one, it's listed as a MonsterArts figure online. Two, it looks exactly like a MonsterArts figure. And three, the quality-wise, it should be of the quality of a MonsterArts figure, but hey. That's why we're calling it a bootleg, but who knows. Anyway, this is super exciting, like I said, because nobody else has reviewed this thing. Well, at least not in video form. Some people from China have already done some written reviews and stuff like that on Facebook. If you are interested, there is a Facebook group called Godzilla Bootleg / Counterfeit Figures and Kits group, or something along those lines. I'll have it in the description below, I'll link to it. And yeah, that's a good place to get information about these sort of things, whether you're for them or against them. For better or worse, that's how you go. That's a good place to get information about how to tell which figures are bootlegs and all that sort of stuff. But yeah. Okay, opening it up. Oh, I see a flight stand already, so this is definitely it. So we'll get rid of that now. You can see up here is my special color version bootleg, which uses most of the same pieces as this figure, like the body, legs, and wings, and necks. And tails, but not the wings. The wings are the 90s wings. Sorry, I'm just kind of really hyped for this guy. I had to, it arrived on my doorstep and I had to go to an appointment, so I was really yeah, I want to review this thing for you guys, and then I had to go out, and then it was monotony, and then I finally got back home, and yeah, I can power through this for you guys and show you what. Okay, this is what's in the mystery box. I'll kind of show you guys first. So he comes with one of these flight stands that comes with the special color version. He comes with this small pieces of the flight stand and bubble wrap. Very precious bubble wrap, which I'll throw on the floor. And he comes with more flight stand. Yes, exciting. And here's the first new piece. Okay, the wing. Take a look at this, guys. One of these brand new Showa Ghidorah wings. So this is brand new sculpt, completely different to the previous Ghidorah's wings. So here we go. This is my actual MonsterArts 1991 King Ghidorah, as opposed to this one, which is the 64, or probably just Showa in general. I think this one looks most like this 1964 variant out of all of them, and you'd expect that would be the first one for them to put out. But yeah, much bigger, sort of broader shaped wing. The wings on this 90s one, you can tell they're a little bit more pointy, going this way, less rounded around the bottom. The spikes on the edges are also longer on this one, and this one has the scaling on the 90s one at the base of the wing. This one doesn't. Some versions of the Showa Ghidorah, I believe, did, but I think the first one may not have, which is why this one doesn't. Sculpt-wise, let's have a look. I like the shading on it and the paint. Now, unfortunately, this figure is going to be done in the same sort of bland beige color as they did the 2019 King Ghidorah figure, which for some reason they opted to do him in this beige brown color instead of gold. And this one is, a lot of people are selling this as a bootleg 2019 King Ghidorah. So if you're trying to buy a bootleg 2019, this is what you're going to get. These normally are sold in the boxes, that they have bootleg boxes of the 2019 King Ghidorah. However, this one, I ordered it without the box, so go figure. It was a bit cheaper. Now, this is the second wing. I actually ended up buying two of these things, believe it or not. Stupid Jacob, why would you do that? It's not like I'm Diego Doom or one of those other reviewers who always buy 2 versions of the figure, because I bloody well can't afford that. But I was trying to get it cheaper, because you see, the first one I bought was actually from AliExpress, and it was like really expensive, but it wasn't listed anywhere else at that time, and I just wanted to get it to review it for you guys. So I bought that one, and before it shipped out, they started selling them on eBay for a lot cheaper, about the same price as that thing goes for. A little bit more than I actually got that specific one, but still, as much as those ones normally go for. So around $100 US, maybe like 80, 90 US or something like that, but for Australian it was like 120, 30-ish, something along those lines. So I'm guessing this one is that one because it comes without the box. I may have ordered the other one in the box. I'm not really sure at the moment, but yeah, let's get right bloody well into this figure. Okay, there he is, just lying there in the box. Smells very plasticky, this thing. Jeez, ugh. It smells like bloody gasoline or something. Very strong, but it's a nice hefty figure. Let's get the other tail portion. So yeah. Ooh. He's a very brown color. Like they didn't even try to do any gold on him at all. Let's see. Joints here. The faces. Oh my god. Look at that. Oh, they're gorgeous. Love the sculpt of this thing, actually. Oh my god. So yeah, this one has the same body, legs, necks as that thing, definitely the same. The tails, that's where there's a little bit of difference, because you see these brushes on the end of the tails. This is a different sculpt than that one. The 90s one there has its own 90s tail sculpt, which actually works just really well with these things. So if you can kind of see that there, it's not in focus, but it's this kind of more weird long spines on that. There we go. Whereas this one has this sort of a weird sculpt there. Yeah, and it's a very, very flat beige color, not the nicest sort of color. But let's see. Let's put this guy together. Joints are a little stiff on some parts. I can already feel. Some of them seem to be working fine. But I had the same issue with that figure there. Some of the joints were really stiff. In fact, I couldn't even put on some of them. And what fixed it was just blowing it with a hot air dryer, heating up the sockets and all the ball joint sections, working them a little bit, and that freed them up. But yeah, let me finally show you guys this thing in person. Look at that. All these beautiful Showa King Ghidorah heads. They look just like the actual Showa King Ghidorah. I love that. And you can see they got painted in eyes. The teeth seem really nicely painted in. The eyes, for the most part, are okay. They seem not to be super perfect. But I like the style that they're painted in. I wonder if MonsterArts does put out this figure, if they'll be of this exact same style. And, wow. So let's try and, like, briefly assemble him. Okay, those went in easy. I was worried that we were going to have some issues. So, this particular one was easier to put together than that other figure. I'm having some trouble moving some of these hip joints here, but like I said, I had the same issue with that one, which is the same sculpt, and the moment I just heated it up for a little while with a hot and hair dryer, and it freed it up easy peasy. But yeah, let's put on this guy's wings. So for the wings, just like that other one, what this guy has, he's got this little hinge combo, swivel hinge combo, I think. So you can see that there. There's these kind of rotating bits that you can move these up and down, and these things swivel out to the side, or hinge out to the side, and they can swivel up and down. And with the wings, the idea is you get your big, smooth, flappy Ghidorah wing, and you just slide the damn thing into this. Okay, and they should lock in. Now, I don't know how safe that's going to be. It seems pretty firm, but, you know, Potentially, if you're going to have issues with these wings, maybe it would even be warranted to glue them in. However, that seems to work. From the back you can kind of see the joint, like there, a little bit. But from the front, it's pretty seamless, which is really nice, actually. That is so cool. Wow. Oh, that is fantastic. Look at this guy. Oh, that is so cool. I'm trying to fix this little leg here, because again, it's a little bit frozen. This little this little floating piece here has like a bigger bit over the top of the foot here, like this little piece extends down here, goes over the top of the foot, and it makes the foot kind of bend down like this, which is a little bit awkward and it's hard to stand him. Like, you kind of can, but like, I want his leg to be a bit further back and flat. So what I do is I flip this around backwards like this, I hold that piece just above the foot, and then I turn the whole foot around. And I did this on my other figure too, and I find that it stands a little bit better, if you can see it there. It looks a little more natural. So I don't know if that's how it's meant to be, or if the other way was how it was meant to be, but I find that he does stand better if you do that. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy's articulation. So if his necks function as well as the other one, then he should have really good motion. So look at that. Now again, if you guys are having trouble with this, or if ball joints are popping off, there are one of two things you can do. If you have joints that are too stuck, what you can do to fix those is you get your hairdryer, like I've been saying, heat them up, work the joints gently, and they'll eventually loosen up, and they'll probably stay like that, and you'll have a really smooth working figure. If your joints are falling off, for example, they're too loose, one thing you can do is you can paint that ball joint with either like a floor polish, like a lacquer, or you can, I've heard that you can use nail polish as well, which is something I did on one of my other figures, not an actual MonsterArts, but the Bootleg 2019 MonsterArts Godzilla figure. So that's one thing you can do. However, luckily, as it seems, this guy, his articulation seems really solid. Look at that. The joints feel nice and firm, especially throughout these necks, and nothing's popping off, which is just brilliant. You can get a nice, good look of this figure. Just look at the articulation of the heads. I really love the head sculpt, like I've already said here. It's kind of interesting, the manes, because that's one thing I really like about this Ghidorah, is he had those fluffy manes, and the horns on him. It's my favorite. I love the crescent moon shaped horn that he has in the middle of each of his heads. And just the simple, elegant design, and these kind of slightly goofy but really cool, sort of very Eastern Dragon type faces that he has on these things. Really love that. And just look at the articulation that you can get out of this thing. And unlike even my official MonsterArts figure, because I have the, you know, the 1991 MonsterArts figure, that one falls the bloody hell apart all the time. This one actually feels decently built. Like, for a bootleg, I'm going to say this right now, this is very, very close to how an actual MonsterArts would be built. Now, there are tiny, minute sort of issues that I see, like down the middle of the necks, along the plating, you can see little tiny seam lines. I don't know if you can kind of see that there, but just down the middle of the necks, they have just these tiny seam lines, so those aren't perfectly clean, so you can notice that. And of course the color. Aside from the wings and this dark stripe down the back of them, this guy's colored pretty, very, very plain, like exactly like that King Ghidorah 2019 figure, which I'll quickly bring in just to show you guys the color. Of course, this is just my unboxing, guys, so I am going to do a full review of this thing, so I should really cut this video, stop filming soon, just so I can save some stuff for that full review, but I'll quickly show you guys that. Here is the our big 2019 King Ghidorah compared to the original here, and as you can see, same sort of weird flat beige color, almost identical actually. Let's have a kind of look. I think, yeah, it's almost identical. slightly different shade. It might be a touch more yellow on the 2019 King Ghidorah, but very, very close. They were definitely trying to mimic this color, which is really weird because this was one of the least popular things about this here figure, is the weird color that they chose to make it. Now, whether it's film accurate or not, it's hard to say, but they really should have done something else in this color, I think, on this figure, because nobody really seems overly happy about it. People are very commonly repainting this thing. So you can kind of match these guys up here, and it's really odd that that is the one thing they chose to do, because this figure would be so much more popular if they painted it gold. And, you know, I really, really hope MonsterArts, if and when they do put out this figure here, that they do paint him a nice, brilliant gold like he was in the film, because, I mean, I'm really sad that they didn't do this, make this one the same color as this special color version bootleg here, which, again, is almost the same figure, most of it, like the body, necks, tail, and tails and legs. They are pretty much they're the exact same sculpt. Not even pretty much, they just are the exact same sculpt. But I'm still happy that we actually just are able to get these in general. I mean, look at this. It's a MonsterArts Showa King Ghidorah, and MonsterArts hasn't even released any notice that they're making this thing. There's no, they haven't announced that they're releasing anything like this, and yet it's here. So I'm just so stoked about that. Before we cut away, what I'm going to do is we can just do a little Ghidorah the three-headed monster kind of a tribute here. So we got our Showa Godzilla, a little 1964 Godzilla, so it is in the same year as Ghidorah the three-headed monster came out, except for Ghidorah the three-headed monster had a slightly different suit design. Two films came out in that same year. There was Godzilla vs. Godzilla earlier in the year with this sort of design, and his hand broke. And after that there was Ghidorah the three-headed monster, where Godzilla came back. They reworked his face a little bit, but had basically the same sort of body structure, spines, and all that sort of stuff. So let's see. He looks like he scales up pretty well. I wonder if this Ghidorah was built to scale up with this specific figure, if we'll be getting a late 1964 Ghidorah the three-headed monster specific Godzilla to go with this Ghidorah. That would be bloody awesome, as well as a Rodan from that year, because I got this, the Revoltech 56 Rodan here, which is my favorite design of Rodan, and, you know, and we got our Heisei Mofra Lava. So, you know, this is the best we can kind of do at the moment. But if you want a not destroy monsters, we can do destroy monsters too. I mean, look, we can bring in Baragon, we can bring in all manner of other figures here. I don't know, Gigan wasn't in there, but we can also bring in a Revoltech Gigan, just to kind of show them off together really quick before we cut off. And again, I'm going to do size comparisons and all of this sort of stuff in the next video. But this is just my little unboxing here. This is has been my unboxing of the brand new counterfeit, or maybe we could just call him a third-party King Ghidorah S.H. MonsterArts figure of the Showa 1964 King Ghidorah from Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And I will bring you guys a full, in-depth review of this thing very shortly. I'll spend some time messing around with this thing, playing around with it a little bit more. I'll probably heat up some of those joints, make sure it's all functioning well, see how that goes. And yeah, let you guys know what I think of this thing, but just off the bat, I like it. I like this thing. I'm so glad. Anyway, that's it for this video. Be sure to like and definitely subscribe, guys, because that full review is coming really soon. And with that, may all your vinyl be a radiated vinyl. Over and out!